Batman Forever.
How the fuck did you not know that? First of all,
I didn't I didn't know it was Seal. So then when I find out, it didn't dawn on me. Come on, man, I get high.
so you didn't know that the bald black man from the UK sang that shit?
It did. but listen. But see, let me tell you why life is good. When I found out that was him, there's a Tony Baker joke where there's a seal singing a seal song to two sharks. Like he alternate is I'm like, oh my god, the song is funny as fuck because the sharks are trying to eat the seal. So he does his little voiceover. So he's like, "Oh, you're not about to eat me together."
Thanks for washing the dishes.
You're welcome.
Why you saying like that?
Say it like what?
You're welcome.
No, I was not even talking to you. That's the crazy part. Someone thanked me for something, and I said, "You're welcome."
It was the way you said it. It was just like I felt like the chest.
Lord. And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father.
Working is ghetto.
As hell.
We got D Wolf.
Yo, greetings.
We got Crystal.
Hola.
And last but not least, we got Q the Reach God.
Sick of this shit.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Working is ghetto again.
I'm sick of this shit.
I'm sick of this. Adulthood is a scam.
Hey, I swear, like they should have told us this part when we was younger.
Bruh. Nah, they bamboozled us with sock 'em boppers and Bionicle and all that shit.
Don't forget the moon shoes.
The moon shoes, the fucking light up Skechers. They bamboozled us with all that shit. And then we grow up and it's a fucking that anime Fist of the North Star? It's like that.
Oh no.
Fucking barren.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
That's what it feels like.
That's mad accurate too. That's funny.
I just want to wake up. I just want to wake up and look at the TV and see Batman Beyond again. I'm like, okay, that means I'm like 8, 9, maybe.
You know, when I die and go to heaven, I'm gonna ask God, why did you make these niggas? Why?
He gonna look at you and say, "Don't question me, nigga."
And I'm like, I know not to question you, but the shit I've experienced in my life, I have no choice but to question you. Why?
He said, "What do you think I deal with?"
I mean, shit. Damn, it sucks to be you, but why?
So you tell God it sucks to be him.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's the. Hey, you know what, Crystal, you starting to hit me. I seen that. I seen what you did, Crystal. Because I was doing the same goddamn thing, shaking my goddamn head. That is sad.
Oh man. At my job, I'm like the only dude that can like cook and do dishwashing because they fired the other guy, and they don't want to hire new people, so they got me working like 6 days out the week. So today is like my only day off. So obviously, I was like, might as well do the podcast on today, because usually it's Thursday. So, but since I got some things we could talk about. So let's get into the first one. Let's talk about Q's favorite guy.
Damn. Why did you do that, man? All right, I started off. Kanye West.
Started with this one.
Kanye West. Hey, can you do me a favor? I need you to lose a lot of weight, shave your face, go to like Iraq or something, live in a cave for like 30 years and become something different. I just can't do this anymore. I've been defending you forever. When you beat up the paparazzi at the airport when you were still sane, I defended you. So Like it's been a while. It's been a long time. And today I'm finally taking off my Yeezy glasses. I gotta hang him up until he come back to normal. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. It's hurting my feelings so bad that I can't defend him anymore. Like,
What did he
what the
say?
fuck do you
No,
mean?
all I'm gonna
What
say
the
is
fuck?
nobody listens to Father. That's all I'm gonna say.
What the fuck can
Hashtag no
you?
one listens to
Who
Father.
the fuck? Why the fuck would you ever say? And I hope they sue you for everything you got, just because you dare open your mouth about that.
Oh man, if y'all know what he's talking about, Kanye was on Drink Champs, and he obviously was doing the Kanye thing, as in saying, how he doesn't want to be controlled by the media, and he said some things that I guess it was considered
Fuck that, Ray.
racial.
Fuck that, Ray. See, you
But
being nice. You still being a Kanye West fan.
I'm not
This
being a Kanye West fan, but I gotta let people know. I do gotta let people know. He said some things that people would consider anti-Semitic. Also, he said some information about George Floyd, where he said he didn't die by being strangled, died by fentanyl. I'm paraphrasing, but it
and then
was something
and then
along
said
those.
the officer's neck wasn't even on his neck that bad.
Yeah, it was like officer wasn't even on his neck like that, and yeah, he's been and since today he's been going through it where people have been like literally canceling them, as in taking them off. Any interviews with him, they've been taking it off. Nori took his shit down. Uh, he is no longer on Def Jam. A bank fucking said your money is no good here, and you're a fucking billionaire. And they
Chase
said
Bank.
your money's no good here, and like they
Nike dropped
literally
him. I
been
mean, not
canceling
Nike,
him.
not Nike. Somebody else dropped him. Gap dropped him.
Yeah,
Uh, the only people that didn't drop him is Adidas, and that became a controversy because of the Nazi thing that happened with them a long time ago.
yeah. So Kanye's been having a hell of a week.
Mhm.
And also hashtag the one that's father. But Q, I'm gonna start with you. Is there any saving Kanye? And is there anything that people can learn from this?
Oh my God. I don't know. I really don't like, you know, I usually find every reason to defend this man because he is him as an artist. He is a complete artist to me, one of the greatest of all time. It's like outside of that, you're a douchebag. It's like, oh my God. They try to put me under more scrutiny in what I do, act more stupidly. He said it like 15 years ago. Oh my God. What was I? I didn't even listen. Why wasn't I listening to this nigga?
You just probably thought it was a good bar.
No, I did think he was just, but it was like, did you really have to everything you said in the song, you lived it. When he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. It's like at some point, it's tiring. I really just I wash my hands with it, man. I'm gonna play his music. I'm gonna play his old music. Anything after Beautiful Twisted Fantasy, it's like this is not. I don't know who that is. I don't know him anymore. I don't know. I just don't.
You
And
giving
it's
him the
just
Kiki Palmer treatment?
yeah.
I don't know this man.
I wouldn't recognize him. Like it's just sad. Like it's really sad to see uh the artists, the iconic figures that we looked up to in the past being scrutinizing themselves or being scrutinized, and it's tiring. So, like, is there a way of saving Kanye? No. Honestly, if there's no way to save Kanye, the man said Drake was the greatest rapper of all time. I was like, oh God, dude, you just don't care anymore. Okay, cool. And then he goes on to say that Drake had sexual relations with his wife's mother. Like what?
I expect the crown jewel when these two behemoths collide, it could register.
Kanye West is becoming Dennis Rodman to me.
Damn.
He's just
Dennis
a wealthy.
Rodman?
He's just a wealthy Dennis Rodman. Like it's like we want to love you, but you give us every reason to hate you.
I like that. Dennis Rodman.
Like we love Dennis Rodman for him for his, but he does all the things to make you not like his ass. To a point you just be like, you know, I wish you the best, Kanye West. You know, I wish these are the times I wish Dave Chappelle still had his show because I really think the draft would be a perfect skit for this shit. We, as a black delegation, would like to trade Kanye West for Justin Bieber.
Hell, motherfucking no. Why Justin Bieber?
I'm not changing Justin. Hell no.
So y'all rather deal with Kanye West than have Justin Bieber?
Look, why are you asking me evil questions?
I'm just saying. Like, I'm sorry I have to be the devil's advocate, but let's be real.
No, I'm saying, like, do we have to go with Justin Bieber as the white boy to get? Can we get other white people?
Jack Harlow?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Let's find another white boy.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. That's exactly my reaction. Thank you.
But I'm trying to figure out who can we trade then. Ray, give us a suggestion.
Rachel Dolezal. She's already like initiated. Just pour her over.
I'm willing to give Rachel Dolezal a chance than hear Kanye West speak again, honestly.
Okay.
At least she was doing shit for black people.
You heard that before. That's funny. I heard that today.
But is she gonna do it? No, nigga. But if she gonna do it, she better be wearing weave. She better play the full experience.
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, Crystal. I'm a little skeptic about that one, but we're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, you gonna have. We just gonna have to deal with it because.
Oh, okay.
It ain't too many. It's like we stuck with them.
Oh shit. Anyone else got anything to say about it?
I never liked the nigga, so none of this is surprising to me.
Oh fuck you, father. Fuck
when
you.
you say thank you, when you say this isn't surprising you, it doesn't surprise me because he's the one that's coming off like he's Jesus since years ago. So I'm like, I don't know why people are surprised. He's the crazy one, remember? But I'm happy for this because he's saying a lot of shit I want to say, and I'm like, he's a celebrity and he's saying it. He's going to scorch earth, yo, and I'm like, damn. And I'm like, look how it's it's the way they're getting on him. I'm like, I wish I got on other people for talking like this.
Why did you do that, Chris?
A rich black man, son. This dude made his bones, son, on his own, yo. A black man. These people are quick, and this is like a special class. It's funny how they're the special class, but we aren't. Right? The whole Jew owning this, that, and the other. What he said was fact, silence. And I don't know. Did anyone see the document? I probably, you guys probably didn't see it, but the Candace documentary. Did you see it?
Where is it?
I don't want to watch it.
It's on.
I honestly don't want to.
Daily Wire.
I honest to God,
I saw
don't
it.
want to watch it.
I saw it.
I'm going to watch it. I just want to see what's in it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like it.
Right, bro. Like,
when I saw it, I was like,
I'm
okay. I started thinking back to people like Chris Hansen and stuff like that. I'm like, it's funny. These journalists don't do this type of work anymore. They just regurgitate bullshit on the news and have they just want you to think a certain way. I don't see investigative journalism anymore. And I said this on Twitter. I was like, it's a damn shame it takes her to do this, especially with someone as hated or controversial as she is. And I was telling someone already, I'm like, I know she's a cunt, yo. I know that. But when you're right, right? And I'm like, it shouldn't be her. That's the problem here. People are not seeing this. They're just seeing her and she's the problem. But I'm like, no, people should be doing what she did. because it would have been someone else he would have been commenting on if he was of the same mind and of the same agenda of his own, Kanye. Because what she brought out was facts in that fucking documentary, right? They didn't tell, like, everything she found, and from the experts she interviewed, they didn't tell us this. Like, for instance, I saw half of the Drink Champs because they kept taking it down. YouTube kept taking it down, like midstream. I made it to halfway through the episode and they took it down. Everybody tried to mirror it and re-upload it. I try to catch up, but they're quick with it, you know, because again, these are a protected class. Because you could say all shit about black people, it'll stay up there, right? You say something about these people, especially who runs YouTube, that's gonna disappear quick. You understand? So one thing she brought up, and I found very particular, because I think I mentioned this on the show, and I've said this plenty of times, yo. The way they portrayed that his family, the way they pushed him out, they had to talk to Crump, and Crump had to whisper in the air what to say. The little girl, the daughter, they had to tell her what to tell the crowd, what to repeat back, and what to say. And I'm like, why are these people being led to saying what they're saying? Now, Candace interviewed his roommates, the people he lived with for years, the people he lived with, because this is another part of the story that didn't come out. These were the people that were helping him clean himself up. Because remember, Candace was pushing the whole criminal thing, right? They had to humble her in that movie. They had to tell her, no, he was here. He wanted to clean up his life. That's why he was here. He was cleaning up for his daughter so he could be able to go back to her and this, that, and the other, and have a proper life with them. That's why he was here. The news didn't tell us any of this. And they didn't even tell us about these people he lived with. You know what's funny? No one in his family visited that house. No one in his family came to pick up his stuff. The mailbox still has his name on it. His car is still in the driveway. Nobody came. Now I'm like, okay, if I lost someone, or if anybody lost someone in the family, and you're supposed to be the baby mama or the mom, the brother, somebody, I'm showing up to the house and collecting the belongings. How long has it been since this happened? Nobody showed up. I find that funny. The news were quick to find some family members and even a teacher from when he was in elementary school, but you couldn't find the people he was living with this whole time to give their side of his story, because they didn't say anything bad about the man. So I don't know what you're afraid of. But it seems like you purposely neglected that just to speak on it. That's what she was trying to point out. You can hate her all you want. I could hate parts of her all I want, but what she said rings true. The fact she brought out rings true. The thing Kanye said about the fentanyl and shit, that part was true. He misspoke at one point when he said they hit him with the fentanyl. No, they didn't give him nothing. They didn't hit him with no fentanyl. He had the fentanyl. He said it when he was in the car. They put him in the car. He said, I'm claustrophobic. I took too much drugs. I want to be outside. Take me outside. Take me out of the car. That's when the cop took him out of the car. And when they took him out of the car, he spit out some of the fentanyl that was in the back seat. How come that the fentanyl that was in the back seat that he spit out, that wasn't on the news? Nobody knew about. I didn't know about that till this documentary. And when you look at the toxicology, the coroner report and all that, the amount he had in, like, yo, I'm saying you did not have to hide this information, because a lot of things would have went down differently, because the world will still see the way this man went out with the knee on the back. I don't know why they had to take this part out, but the amount he had in his system, the doctor was like, and this was in the court too. This was on court TV or whatever was aired. He's like, with what was in his system, he could have been sitting at home and that thing would have killed him. But with what was going on, and he was getting roughed up and shit like that, and the knee on the neck, that sped up the process. So in my eyes, I think Chauvin should have went to jail for that. I mean, he wasn't being resistant. He was just talking this and the other, calling for mama, who wasn't his mom. It was his girlfriend. That was his nickname for his girlfriend. But the news was quick to say he's calling for his mom. He's calling for his mom, just to fuck with our minds, so we'll be one-sided and not get facts first. But so when he's talking this, I'm like, what he was saying because I saw the documentary first, and then I saw the Drink Champs. So I'll see if he was going to correlate what he saw because he was with Candace. It was during a what do you call it, a screening of the film. So yeah, and he pointed out nothing but facts, but every fact he pointed out, he got canceled for. He's getting silenced for. And I'm like, yo, this is a game, son. I'm not falling for these games. I don't care. Like, again, I already know this man is crazy, but I also know he's a fucking genius, especially when it comes to his talent, especially when it comes to making his fucking bones. So if there's someone to listen to, as a black man to listen to, I listen to him. If he's speaking facts on who's running this shit and he's living it, he is living it. He signed contracts with the same people he's talking about. So it's not to say he's making this shit up. He lived it. He's amongst his fellow rappers who some turn on him, some are on his side, whichever. They all can tell you that who's paying them. The Jews. Well, how is this a problem? It's true. This is jokes said by every race you can think of in stand-up comedy, in movies. They even do it to themselves. They say these things about themselves. So when Kanye starts spitting truth about a certain narrative that was pushed out, all of a sudden it's an issue. All of a sudden you gotta fuck with this money. That's one thing I always said, yo. Whatever somebody says, don't fuck with their money, yo. You can just stop buying from them. That's your choice. But they'll go after his pocket. That's not for you to do. You're the one that was paying him in the first place by buying his albums, watching whatever, indulging in whatever. You have that choice. If you don't agree with whom you're watching, to stop. But to go after and go in his pocket, he still has a daughter, right? We know that, right? He's still struggling to see his daughter, right? You're taking that little power he had, because that's all he has right now is that money. That's what's giving him the free reign to even move around, move the house next to the daughter and all that stuff. That's all he fucking has. And you're taking that away. You're taking away fatherhood. I'm telling you, and it's so easy. It's so easy to do this to the black man, yo. It's so easy to turn because he's saying things that are against the narrative that fits what they push, what the black narrative should be, and not what's actually happening, son. So I'm watching this and I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing. Like, nobody should be taking sides here. People should be just looking at the truth and be like, oh, that's true. Oh, that's bullshit. Whichever, just choose which one. I don't care who's talking, son. I don't care who's talking. They not feeding you. They ain't paying you. But whatever the truth is, that's what should be paid attention to, because that's what's driving the society right now. That's what's driving agendas right now. That's what's driving politics right now. So don't pay attention to the fucking messenger. Just like Eddie Griffin said, fuck the messenger. Did you hear the message? That's where I am with this, yo. Because these people have he didn't lie at all, yo. Oh my God. I'm like, the faces of these people, even like, and to tell you, Candace's show is on a Jew's platform. He's bitching about it, but I know he wishes he could fire Candace right now. I know he wishes he can. But do feel afterwards? He was like, of course, I don't agree with Candace, but she works for me, and we're friends. We could have disagreements, blah blah blah. But it's totally anti-Semitic. I ain't here to fuck all anti-Semitic from what he said. And if what they consider anti-Semitic, I've heard worse from your kind, your own people, and other people, and y'all laughed it off. Don't play with me, yo. Don't play with me. Don't play with these people.
D-Wolf, just to like respond to like, it's not even that what he's saying isn't true. It's the fact that Kanye West, you already have a fucking target on your back. No, not right now.
He has a God complex. That's all I'm saying.
You just like we have to be aware that he has kids, that people are going to attack his money. He has to be understanding on that too.
I think he does.
He has to be aware that every little thing you do, my nigga, they're going to attack you.
He said that.
So it's like at some point you have to readjust so that you can have, like, because we don't know how this is going to pan out. We don't know if this is going to put Kanye West in a bad predicament, financially, or even in this situation with his kids. We don't know, but he doesn't know either. But it's just he has to be aware, just like he just has to be aware that it's a time and place. You don't say stuff like that on Drink Champs.
Wait, when are you? Hold on. We gotta keep in
I feel like
mind he has a God complex.
if you're going to say information and you want to captivate a certain audience that's going to listen and not instantly judge, Drink Champs is not where you go.
Oh, he's gonna go anywhere he can. This is voting. And that's the thing. This is also political.
Yeah,
Remember when he caught heat, it was with Candace, which means it's
yeah,
political. And also, he has this Jesus complex where he wants to sound like Jesus and act like Jesus. He wants to be that. He's well aware. He's crazy, but he's well aware. But he knows what he's doing. If he's choosing to do these things, that's his choice.
and
But
Jesus
it's
is
not
surrounded
my
by
place to tell him to. It's not my place to tell him to shut up. It's
yeah,
not my place to cancel him. It's not my place to do that. I can agree with him or disagree with him, but the man could do what he wants, because what he's doing right now does not take away from the good that he's done or what he has done to achieve the
yeah.
success that he's
And
gained.
Jesus
You
is
know,
surrounded
and
by
the
that.
fact of the matter is the way things are going, and just like what I just said with the whole political thing, this is the perfect time to say it. I guess he sees himself as the man to do it. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, yo. He said it himself. He said they're gonna come after me. They're gonna try to kill. He said all that shit. I'm like, okay, so you're aware of this. So you're choosing to do this. All right, more power
Right.
to you. You have them. If you can do this, yo, you think you could do this, do it. But I'm glad you're saying it, because I've been preaching, yo, when are one of these fucking celebrities gonna break a fucking contract, bite the bullet, and tell the truth, yo? Because I'm tired of talking about it and sounding crazy when y'all know what's fucking happening behind the scenes. So if he's choosing to do it, yo, good on him. And whoever's brave enough to say the truth without being afraid of what other people think, because they're not thinking of their own, they just have their own idea of what happened because the news says it. Yo, I can't get mad if you choose to do that, yo. I do the same fucking thing, like, because I don't care. Truth is truth. I don't care what people think. Like, if you think something different, I know when I say something is either I will let you know if it's my opinion, or I'll let you know if I fucking looked it up or discovered it myself or experienced it myself, and then I'll tell you. That way you can't say I'm lying. Yo, one of my mottos is I may be wrong, but I'm not lying. So people understand there's always a good intention. The point of this is to open minds, is to have people look into it and check. Because I looked into everything the man said, I looked into everything she said, and it all jives. But according to everyone else, you really and truly, you ain't really hearing any rebuttals. You're just hearing anti-Semitic. How can you do this? How can you say this? Why are they saying this? Why are they showing this? Why do you write that on the shirt? Okay, yeah, okay. But what did he say that was a fucking lie? Please tell me, son. I want to know, because if he's going there telling falsehoods, I would get if you go after him. I would get it. But he's not lying. So I don't know, man. Like, because if he dies tomorrow, I ain't gonna.
Bro, if I could
feel
be
bad for him, I'm gonna feel bad for the family.
If I could be completely honest, like, I checked out of that entire conversation. It's nothing for me to talk about personally. Like, the shit that they're talking about, I do believe that it is important to talk about, but it's a conversation. I'm trying to have another conversation. I'm not trying to talk about this shit, to be completely honest with you.
D-Will, can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
The whole, okay, when I heard that Candace Owens was doing this documentary, the first thing I asked is, what was the point? Because if it's to expose Black Lives Matter, I felt like by the time she did this, people knew already, and most people wasn't really fucking with Black Lives Matters in the first place. And if it's about George Floyd and, people looking at him as a martyr, I will also say that's not really true, because even if he was a criminal, like, the fact that they had him on his neck for like 9 minutes, and like, that's what people are mad about. And I feel like she misses the point on that. She's like, people keep looking at him as a hero, and I'm like, no, they just see, like Dave Chappelle said, it's fucked up. You got your neck, or you got your neck on it. You got your knee on that man's neck for like 9 minutes, and like even if the fentanyl like hasten the pace, like the fact that you could have like at least took your neck off the man, took your knee off the man's neck.
I agree, because I'm like, there was still no use for that.
So my question is, if I watch this documentary, is that going to change my opinions on anything? Because that's certainly because I'm not,
because I was thinking that while I was watching it.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna say this, and even when you was explaining most of the shit about his roommates and all that other stuff, back in my mind is, what does all of that got to do with Derek Chauvin putting his knee on a motherfucker's neck for 9 minutes?
That's what exactly, because we already have that narrative in our minds that that's what it's about. That it was about going after him. That it was about show him as a martyr, as a good person. He ain't doing nothing wrong and things of that nature. Which is it's okay. That's true, but at the same time, we're getting this. We keep getting this story one way. And it'll always she breaks it down, basically. The movie breaks it down. We get it one way. What they throw out is never the false thing, and they have us reacting immediately. So at this point, even if we just catch the video, we jump to the conclusion, it was a racist cop or this, that, and the other, without even finding out who started what, this, that, and the other. Because at the same, what I think, right, straight up and down, the cop got the wrong guy. In my opinion, and the movie shows it. It was the wrong. It wasn't supposed to go after him. The drug dealer was in the car. The drug dealer was in court, and he pled the fifth. Nobody's focusing on that guy. I'm like, is anybody going after him? What's his story right now? Is he walking right now? We're still focused on Floyd, and the thing is, it caused an uproar. It caused this whole major cities to burn, yo. And if everybody got the full story, that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. We'd be focusing on the whole fentanyl, because now fentanyl's now fentanyl is being talked on and as a major problem. When it happened to him, he's like, oh, fentanyl killed him? Okay. And we moved on. Now it's a problem. And the point about why talking about it now, everybody knows about Black Lives Matter and this, that, and the other. I was thinking of that watching the movie. I was like, because while I was watching, I was thinking about the conversation we had like 2 shows ago. And as it's playing, I was like, when I saw the tweets and the things she showed in that movie, I'm like, there's still so many people that don't fucking know. There's still so many people that are falling for the fucking narrative. It's not a game. And especially, again, this is a political season. It's like portrayed to be like one of the biggest elections outside of presidential elections to come up. This is a time for people to, a lot more people to open their eyes as to what the fuck is going on. So that's why I see that it's still relevant now, because there's still plenty of people, and I still see people in my own, and I'll go to my Facebook and see the same people still thinking and posting the same shit, especially in response to the whole Kanye thing. I'm like, yo, they really still think this. They really still think this. They really don't know what's going on. And I'm like, okay, now I see why she's still doing it, because there's still a good amount of people. A lot of people woke up the hard way with their own businesses getting burned down, and the recent news about where the money was going, this, that, and the other. But when she breaks down how much, people are going to start talking about it even more. It's going to spread like wildfire. The details, the exact company. She made a call to she actually in the movie, she made a call to an organization tied into Black Lives Matter, and she pretended to be a donor. And she said, okay, if I'm planning on donating $1 million, what are you guys going to do with this money? Right? And she was like, and the lady on the phone was like, oh, and she basically said everything I fucking said, everything people have been trying to say and get censored for the longest time, but we're hearing it from the fucking horse's mouth. They're training people up for the riots. They're using the money for bail money. She basically admitted to the indoctrination and all that shit. And that's where the money is going when you donate it. If not their houses, if not their own little thing, if not just solely for the LGBT and not for anyone black at all. If you don't want to look at that, that's where else the money is going to criminality, to recruit people, find them on the street, pay them money, ship them to whatever town that you need them to go to. Once somebody gets shot, just ship them to the town to start trouble. This needs to be known because a lot of people don't. So that's the reason why it's still relevant now. There's a lot of people still don't know.
Okay. Those are good reasons. I'm like I said, I was going to check it anyway, but I just want to see if it's going to change my opinion on anything. But I will also say this, and I think one of y'all pointed it out. I think about the whole thing with the Kanye said something anti-Semitic, because I always said, what did he say anti-Semitic? And this is what I learned from the Brilliant Idiots podcast, and because they was explaining it. The reason why they say it is anti-Semitic, or because I seen it, it's not just him. Like, I seen most black people, like, they'll say something referring to, like, we need to get more like the Jews, or we need to be more like the Jews, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of Jews take that as a threat because that's how the Holocaust started, from what they said. So, and me personally, I look at it this way. I understand that, y'all look at it as a threat, but at the same time, y'all don't understand. I don't think the Jewish people understand black people either, which is why I think that conversation needs to happen, because it seems like no one's understanding nobody. Because black people, as far as I'm concerned, black people, we don't want to do what the fucking Nazis did. We just want our own. We've been saying this for centuries. We just want our own shit. And it seems like no one is listening. So when black people say we need to get more like the Jews because the Jews got their own shit and, they own the banks and everything like falls under that, it's not to like hate on the Jews. It's just, and I feel like we done said this. We just trying to get our shit together and, as black people, because obviously, as we always say, we're at the bottom of the totem pole.
We had our shit together. They destroyed it.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We did have our shit together. We destroyed it. But most of the time, it's just, every time when I hear a black person say we need to get more like Jews, someone calls it anti-Semitic. Or at least the shit that fucking Whoopi Goldberg was saying, like we talked about that a couple podcasts ago, and they called her anti-Semitic. And I was like, nothing she said was anti-Semitic. The only person, the only person I seen that never had to apologize and stood 10 tones down was like Tamika Mallory when they try to make her go against Minister Louis Farrakhan. She was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." I
think Crystal wanted to say something.
No, it's okay. Talking.
I saw that GIF.
I'll wrap this up. I just think I do think blacks and Jews need to have that conversation, because I feel like there's a confusion in everything. But I just want anybody that's Jewish listening. Black people don't want to take from you. We don't even want your shit. We just want our own. And also, if you can't say like it's anti-Semitic when we say the Jews got the banks and the businesses and all that other stuff. When I had to look it up. I was like, most of the banks are owned by Jewish people. Motherfucking most of the people in Hollywood are run by Jewish media or people that, that are born Jewish. You have the Rockefellers, you have the Rothschilds, you got other fucking. So it's not like so it's like Devo said, what are we saying wrong when there are Jewish people in charge of these shits? So how can you call us how you can say what we saying is anti-Semitic when you could just really look it up and say, who is running this? And it's someone Jewish. Who is running that one? And that person's Jewish. When they say go and get a lawyer, most of the lawyers are Jewish. So you really can't. So as far as me as a black person, is messing with that bullshit, because y'all do own most of the fucking media. It's like, I remember and I'm gonna wrap this up and I'll let Crystal talk. I remember Family Matters where they was talking about, some of the early shows, and some of the shit was Jewish writers on that fucking show. And you could tell because Rachel, one of the scenes, Rachel walked in and she said, "Oy vey." No black person says "Oy vey." That's fucking Jewish writers. All right. So, excuse the tone of voice, but I'm gonna just end it right here. Black people, we just want our own shit and leave us the fuck alone. That's all I want. Go ahead, Kristen.
All right. That was interesting. So I love all of your guys' responses is right on fucking cue. And I just want to shed some light on the fuckery on this anti-Semitic whatever. So if we go to Google and we type in Semite, the definition of one of them is a member of any of the people who speak or spoke a Semitic language, including the particular Jews and Arabs. Wow. The word Arabs is in that fucking definition. All right. Then, what is meant by Semite? Semite name given in the 19th century. Interesting. To a member of any people who speak one of the Semitic languages. I'm
Semitic.
probably saying it wrong.
Semitic.
Yes, thank you. A family of languages spoken primarily in parts of where? Western Asia and where? Africa.
Africa. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. So when we go around adding Jew to the last word of a full word that has a full definition, it pisses me the fuck off. So let's start off there. We're going to stop doing this. We need to educate our people on what Semite or Semite is. Okay? Because I'm sick of this shit. All right? I'm not agreeing with everything that Kanye does. I'm not agreeing with everything that Candace Owen does. But no one should get their money taken away from them because they say something. When we start fucking up Walmart for fucking over black truck drivers, okay, because they were being racist and not hiring them at a high rate. We can start there. When people go as hard as they do for the black singers and rappers and shit like that, then we'll fucking talk. No, I do not believe Kanye saying anything about George Floyd is helping our culture or ethnic group in any way, shape, or form. If he was really a smart man, he would keep his motherfucking mouth shut
That's
and
all
buy
I am saying.
some channels. I understand that he is speaking the truth, but a wise man knows to shut the fuck up and do what he needs to do for his people in secrecy. But he has to let the whole world know the truth. It's not rocking. It's not rocking. And he has children that he has to think of. And they're ironically with a crazy woman called their mother. So we're not even gonna
Which
get there. When you have a child, that's okay. That's a whole different topic. I'm not even going to talk about a child, but the topic is Kanye. And instead of him buying into these weird ass, I don't know, designs where he calls it fashion, he should be buying channels. He should be buying media. If there's such a threat to him and he's telling the truth, then do the action behind it. But yeah, we need to target people that call a whole football team Redskins, which is making millions upon billions of dollars, being the biggest racist you can think of by calling a whole football team Redskins. We need to target people like Elon Musk on what he's doing. He has a lot of companies that have discrimination against them, and it's very out of hand, but
don't
ironically
get me started.
supporting he's he's supporting the presidency for who? Kanye. So I know he's not in his right mind, but freedom of speech when it comes to the black man or black woman is getting out of fucking hand, and it gets shut down not when it's talked about a black boy or black girl. No other races, just the booze, okay? And look, if I can't say the J word when I want, how I want, whenever I fucking want, then it's my job to eventually create a similar thing like YouTube and say whatever the fuck I want, because I think the freedom of speech is why they tongue tied us so that they can take and hurt our money at the end of the fucking day. And Kanye, I don't know what's going on with him, but I shouldn't give a fuck. He should still be making his money whenever he wants, however he wants. Speaking on a man that is gone, unfortunately, had a daughter, you got to think about the future uh, of it. Um, what is it going to do for that black little girl that George Floyd had? Is the truth really higher than getting a channel for our people and not BT? BT's bullshit. I
I
don't know
think
what the
that's why
fuck
he bought Parlor, by the way. Sorry.
he bought. What?
Parlor.
What's Parlor?
It's a social media platform
But is it a
that's
channel?
supposed to be for free speech. He bought it. So if, you know, at least that's a start. It's not a channel, it's not a video thing, but at least that's a start.
Yeah, it's a start. But I see how much money Kanye had. Why didn't he start with a bank? That's all I'm saying.
Because they
Social
own
media
it all.
is overplayed. Anybody can do that. What he's doing is what a person with $1 million can fucking do. Buying a channel? Oh, interesting. Look who got arrested. Bill Cosby for trying to buy a channel. A target won't be on his back until he starts moving into the semi territory. Okay?
They don't want that.
Right now, he went on Fox News to give his speech. If he was really for the people, he wouldn't even do that. He wouldn't even do that. Right now he's torn between his who he is as a person, his ethnicity, and what protection is. He feels he has a platform, but he doesn't know how to really use it. And yes, he's speaking some truths, but what are you really doing once that truth is out? Who's looking stupid at the end of the day? What ethnic group do you think is looking really stupid at the end of the day and getting no help? Well, who is it helping? It's just helping people prove that stereotypes do exist. And the reason I think people were really upset is because the man's knee on um, that that man's neck, we could say it's a higher probability that he knew he can get away with. He felt he could get away with it, and that's what people were really protesting against. But it's just ironic that they burnt down their own businesses and their own neighborhood. Now that's the part that I know is orchestrated because nobody just leaves bricks in the middle of a fucking road for a riot. Just bricks just laying there in New York City and different parts of this country. It's bigger than what we can see. But if we are not moles in the parts that fuck us over, which is systematic racism, how are we going to win? There's mold there. Look, there was a mold in NAACP. Should I say should I say more? The woman literally put a tan on her face and called herself black. So she has demonize a black woman to a tan. Let's talk about that for a minute. What Kanye's doing is nothing amazing. He is speaking the truth, but he's speaking the truth on a Jewish platform. Yay. He's still married to a woman that is is racist as well. Yay. Should I go on? Do you see what they do to the black woman in that family? So I feel like he's an op, but at the same time, a black man should not get ridiculed for speaking whatever the fuck he want to speak because this is just it being used as the face for educated black men. Do you see what they're doing? The reason he's in the news is so that when people like Ray and Q and you and whoever else is on this podcast decides to, hey, I want to be a fucking billionaire, and they do similar things that is of good for their culture, they can pull, well, look at Kanye. You really want this person to be part of your company? Look what he did to this person and that person. They are going to use him as the face to represent all of black men. That's a family man. And I don't think that's right. I see past the fuckery and I don't fucking like it. That's why we need to educate our children in our own schools, by the way. This is not racism at this point. This is a duty to ourselves because every other culture has their own school that they can emphasize whatever culture they want, any lessons they want. They don't get ridiculed for wanting their own to be, say, for instance, if you have an Asian child and they're Americanized, you know how quick that family would send them back to their own country to go to and learn lessons on how to speak their own lingo? What school do we have here that speaks the African language, that speaks, uh, I forgot the names, but places like in Nigeria and Ghana and those places, we don't have that. We do not have that. And if we were to have it, it will be reverse racism. Not, I really want to know where I came from and speak the lingo and be safe in my own. We are paranoid people. We can't even have an African flag in our home because we don't know really where we stemmed from. We have to put little pieces together and hope. Oh, I'm from Nigeria. No, that's not how it works. That is
Too
not how
many,
it fucking works.
too many of us don't even know that it's not even that too many people, too many of us. This is how bad it is when it comes to teaching us, when it comes to our knowledge and education. A lot of us still think that Africa is a country and not a continent with countries in it.
And here's another thing that a friend brought up. Isn't it funny how the black person is labeled after two continents? African American, but everybody else is a country? Do we not find this fucking weird? I find it very weird and disturbing. And Kanye needs to stop focusing on telling the truth and build some fucking schools and get some channels going and put free trips for people who want to go to Africa and really help if he really wants to help. All I see him is running his mouth because he's an egotistical little bitch that needs to grow a dick and be a man and do it. Nobody wants to keep listening to a person that just talks and no actions behind it. And every time you do an action, you're with the ops. That's in Brooklyn, you a snitch. I can't trust that. But do I think that that man should be ridiculed and brought down the way he is compared to all the companies that's fucking people over in a systematic way every day, all day? No, I don't fucking think that's right. I think it's a setup for people who want to be in his shoes and make that kind of money. For Chase to say, I don't want your money, that's like me going to the store in the 50s and giving a white man my 25 cents and he throws at me. I don't want that. Don't touch me. Is that not fucking similar? Because I don't see them doing that to the people that are worse than Kanye, that's actually doing harm to places in the urban areas just by setting up shop and gentrifying a whole fucking place of people's daily living. It's not a fucking joke. It's not a joke. But that's all I got to say. I know we've been long enough on this damn topic. I'm out.
Drop the mic, yo.
Don DeMarco.
I have answers to a lot of the things you were saying, but I'm not doing it because that
Bruh.
leads to too deep of a rabbit hole.
Ray upgraded
Yo.
Don DeMarco?
Nah, I just played that off of my phone. I just had to
Hey,
say.
why you need to do that more often. I like that. All I know is I'm full. God damn, I'm full.
As soon as I had it set. As soon as she said the send mic thing, and I was like, God damn, that's a room shaker. That was.
I just love how we both said Africa. We was right here.
Oh man.
Just one last thing, yo. Just one last thing.
I was gonna say, any last words before we move on? So go ahead, D-Wolf.
Yeah, I just want to say, yo, if what he said was so much of a problem for people for it to cause him to be silenced and canceled, shit like that, I would like everyone of every race. I don't care if you're talking truth, criticisms, praises, anything. If it's about us, don't do it, yo. Keep our names out your mouth. Don't say it. Don't talk about us. Straight up and down. Because this is some bullshit. We can't say shit. And these people are protected class. Don't say anything about us at all. Shut up. I don't care.
Nah,
because we don't have the power to fucking to cancel you. We have to deal with it. Fuck y'all, yo.
You know they hate it when a black man speaks truth to power.
Shit. Don't say
You're not
nothing.
allowed to tell the truth, man.
Don't say anything about our athletes, how we're better. Don't even say how good we are, because we will do that and still get in trouble. Just like Ray was saying, talking about, oh, we got to get that Jew money. That's a problem. But then no, don't say nothing about us at all. Let us run our shit. Let us do our shit. Watch how fast that's all right. I'm done. That was it.
First off, Dion, welcome.
Yo.
I'm glad you can make it. Second, on to our next topic. Have any of y'all ever had a low vibrational plate?
Yes.
Wait. I'm gonna need a definition here.
So you don't know what a low vibration?
May I define it?
Go ahead.
Why did you say yes?
Bro, listen.
Just proceed. I want to hear this because I'm pretty sure this topic is gonna go somewhere funny.
No, a low vibrational plate is a plate of food that leaves you unsatisfied or leaves you in a state.
That's why I said, why did you let him say it?
Listen, it leaves you unsatisfied. And another thing that it does, it leaves a bad taste out of your mouth even after you've taken your first bite. So even when you're done with the plate and you put it down, that bad taste is still in your motherfucking mouth.
So that's just a spiritual. That's just a spiritual way of saying a motherfucker can't cook.
Not really.
Not really. It's deeper than that, Dion.
No, it's way deeper than that, bro.
It's because the food can be good, but it can still be a low vibration plate. It's something about that food that just don't sit right in your spirit. You know, like if for example,
it might be the
Okay,
person
that
cooking.
means all that means is you got gas. The fuck?
Listen, Dion, listen. You're thinking about this in a physical sense. Just rock with me here. Let's say you eat some food, right? And the food was actually not that bad. You was crushing. You finish your plate, and then for the next week and a half, you feel off. That's what we're talking about.
You ever ate Chinese food and felt sleepy after that? Something like that.
Bro, it's like
I don't know.
Like imagine,
poisoned your shit. Like
no, imagine. Like let's say somebody's favorite fast food restaurant is Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? And let's say for the most part, every time they get Popeyes, it's satisfying. They keep coming back for more, right?
Yeah.
So let's say one day they get Popeyes, but something about this particular Popeyes don't sit right. It's not hitting. The food is still good. I'm still crushing, but something about it ain't right. And then my mood is like low for the rest of the day. The food wasn't fulfilling. You know, maybe it was cooked a little bit lesser than it was before. Maybe the flavor changed a little bit. Maybe you got a whole batch of food, but it's low vibrational, and you can feel that shit in your soul.
I mean, okay, I get what you mean. I've never had food do that to me, so I'll say no.
Have you ever caught the itis?
All the time.
I mean, yeah, but that's just
no. See, that's the problem. Is not all
good
the time.
food.
That's where father is getting at.
Food shouldn't make you sleepy. Let's just say that.
A good meal.
A good meal.
Food
is supposed to be energizing. You like when you eat, you're supposed to be replenishing nutrients and shit. So if you sleepy after a big ass meal, nigga.
Damn.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta
fast and just stick with fruits.
I actually gotta rethink this. Oh shit.
What do you think Dr. Sebi was all about?
Yep.
Yeah. Dr. Sebi was all about those. He was all about them alkaline foods. Eat that shit and make you energized as fuck. That man was having kids in his 80s. That's how good he was eating. I'm just saying.
Damn.
That comedian. What was his name? Oh fuck! It's a black comedian. old. He got like real wise in his old age and used to school us on all that shit.
Dick, wasn't it? Is it Dick
Gregory?
Gracie? It's
Dick
Dick Gregory.
Gregory.
Dick
There
Gregory.
you go.
If I said
Yeah,
Dick Gregory.
him. Yep, he said the
Dick
same
Grace
thing.
is Robin.
Yeah, I was.
Dick
Yeah,
Grace.
yeah. I was saying
Dick
it
Grace.
Dick
it
Gregory.
was Dick somebody. I didn't know what the fuck it was.
It's Dick
But
Gregory.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I gotta show you the video so at least you will understand where I'm coming from.
I saw it. It was funny.
Oh more.
this is gonna be good.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes it could be.
Y'all can see my
Sometimes
screen, right?
it could.
Yep.
Sometimes it could be the people who cooked it.
Okay. All right. Y'all can see my screen, right? All right.
I see.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this video for Dion. It's a quick video.
Hey, me they put this on my plate. I will not. No, I don't do what they do. I do what I do. I'm the visionary. I'm the leader. But I would never look like this. You would have paid me $1 million to do that to myself. Oh my God. I deserve better than that. That's low vibration. And you took it. I would have been like, I'm playing like that. I tell you what I want. You don't tell me what I want. So my thought process is if you put it on my plate, but I don't have to eat it.